He must have felt like he won the Powerball lottery. A pilot walks away after his plane crashes upside down in a cornfield. It happened Saturday afternoon outside of the Fremont Municipal Airport in Newaygo County. The owner of the plane says, get this, it's used for skydiving. And the pilot had just let some skydivers jump off and was flying back to the airport to pick up more jumpers when something went wrong with the plane, forcing him to try and make an emergency landing in a cornfield.
I don't know exactly what the emergency procedures are. I do know that this particular pilot is one of the very few pilots I know that could walk away from a situation like this with the condition of that field and that type of aircraft. Had it been another pilot, things may not have turned out so good.
That pilot was shaken up, but we were told he walked away uninjured. Obviously, the plane was damaged, although it doesn't look too badly. The Federal Aviation Administration is expected to start investigating it on Monday. Breaking news as a Hope College student was killed early this morning after being hit by a bus. It happened just before 2 this morning at US 131 and Chicago Drive in Holland Township. Hope College says the woman was a pedestrian when she was hit by a tour bus, and police said that they don't know where that bus is at this time. We are working on getting more details for you, including that woman's name. Counselors will be on campus to help any students that need it, and we have a crew en route right now. Residents in a Grand Rapids neighborhood asked to evacuate their homes late last night. Fox 17's Annalise Kranz is in the newsroom with more on what happened. Annalise. People not the only ones enjoying the great spring weather yesterday. Some lucky little lambs got a chance to get outside and run in Zeeland.
Want to try holding the bus?
Stand by Ellie so you can go with Ellie.
Those little ones were taking center stage at Critter Bar during yesterday's Running of the Lambs event. It appears they were hungry too, because in between runs they got bottle fed by kids. Those are human kids, not goat kids. Yesterday was the first time the lambs joined their mothers for a run in the pasture. It's an annual event that brought out about 500 people. Organizers say the goal is to teach kids about farm life.
Quite an array: pigs, cows, sheep, goats, chickens, ducks, and we teach about agriculture around the world, not only here in our country, but what other folks eat. And we encourage you to get your kids out here every season.
Critter Barn is a nonprofit education farm. They've been around for 23 years, offering things like field trips, tours, and workshops. You guys laugh, but I told you running the lambs was going to be a big deal.
You love that story.
You
Get it?
Oh, I got it.
Low end.
You don't normally come over here. I was surprised to see you walk over here.
I guess, yeah.
If somebody is pestering you to go swimming this weekend and you think it's too cold, quote Caddyshack to them.
Okay.
I don't have the swimwear, besides I've never swum.
Swum.
They won't know what you're talking about,
Watch
but
it,
that could get you out of swimming
You're
when
going to
it's
have
too
the
cold.
Twitter people talking about your grammar soon. Watch out.
That might actually be correct grammar. First time Maggie has ever been quoted on a news program. It is 8:49. A teenage girl was killed yesterday after she was thrown from a car in an early morning crash in Isabella County. Police say she was not wearing a seatbelt. Deputies say it happened when the driver lost control and the car rolled several times. The passenger, Tara Ann Feliski-Seiler from Weedman, Michigan, was ejected and pinned underneath the vehicle. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver's name is Grace Sadinsky. She's from Big Rapids and was taken to a nearby hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say she was wearing her seatbelt. A suspect is in custody after police say he assaulted 2 people on Western Michigan University's campus. It's a story we first told you about yesterday on Fox 17 Morning News. The first incident happened just before 7 a.m. at the pedestrian tunnel at West Michigan Avenue. Shortly after that, another assault took place at Sangren Hall. The suspect was found in the area of the Western View residences. If you have any other information to help police here, just give them a call. Thank you, Annalise. Kalamazoo County Sheriff's deputies responded to a fatal truck fire early this morning. Deputies say it happened in the 13,000 block of 34th Street in Vicksburg after a pickup truck crashed into a tree. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene. Deputies say he was not wearing a seatbelt. The investigation into this accident will continue. The man's name is not being released at this time. Other car accidents to tell you about last night as people began to hit the road for Memorial Day weekend, including one in Kent County. This happened near O'Connor. That's just north of Sparta around 7:30 last night. Police say two vehicles, a pickup truck and a Taurus, tried to make a pass on the two-lane road heading north when traffic in the other direction became an issue. The Taurus tried to get back into its lane when it left the road, went into a ditch and rolled. 4 people were inside when it happened. No word yet on their injuries. Morning, Mike. We talked a week or so ago about how the Hawks had all the statistical advantages in this series, and on paper were big favorites in the series. Well, get ready for a cliche. Their games aren't played on paper. Remember game 1? It was ugly. If it weren't for Jimmy Howard, Hawks might have scored 10 or 12. But since then, Howard has actually gotten some scoring help, and the Wings have put the pressure on Chicago's netminder Corey Crawford and his coach Joel Quenneville, who insists he will stick with Crawford between the pipes. All right, 3 words for you. Topless B. Arthur. Topless is 1 word.
Got my attention. A nude painting of Golden Girls B. Arthur sold for $1.9 million at a Christie's auction this week. A lucky phone bidder was the winner. Artist John Curran painted the naked picture back in 1991, and it's one of many nudes created by the artist. The painting was expected to sell for $1.8 to $2.5 million. So where exactly would you put that?
Right above your fireplace, right next to your pantsless Kramer. She'll always be Maude to me.
Maude. That's a great
Topless
show.
B. Arthur, pantsless Kramer.
Who would have
There
thought?
you go, for millions of dollars. Morning, Mike. This was scary stuff. It happened on an aging bridge, as you said, over the Skagit River. That's about 60 miles north of Seattle. 3 people in 2 different cars went in. All were taken to the hospital, but the good news is they are expected to be okay. It happened last night around 7. The Washington State Patrol says people and cars were both in the water. CNN affiliate reported that 3 people were rescued and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Now, there were reports that a semi-truck carrying a heavy load had hit part of the bridge. That has not been confirmed as the cause of the accident. Whatever happened, witnesses heard a loud bang. A section of that bridge went into the water, and 2 vehicles went about 15 feet deep. Rescue boats were on scene to pull them out, and they are expected to be okay.
When the dust hit, I saw the bridge start to fall at that point. Forward momentum just carried us right over, and as you saw the water approaching, it's just one of those, you hold on as tight as you can, and just a white flash and cold water. Skagit was definitely cold this time of the year.
Can you talk about
The National Transportation Safety Board is going to investigate this collapse, and while it was scary, it ended a whole lot better than the one in Minnesota 6 years ago. I think we have that video right here. Yeah, 13 people were killed, almost 150 injured as the I-35 bridge in Minnesota fell into the Mississippi River. Live in the studio, Tim Doty, Fox 17 News. Had slapped the founder of that holiday with a cease and desist order. Holiday was slated to fade away because of that order until Ferrero changed their minds earlier this week. Breathe easier now and enjoy your chocolate hazelnut spread, which now other companies are making.
Yes, that's right.
There are store brand versions, there are Jif versions, but so far I have not yet tried them.
It's the original.
You ever mix it with peanut butter?
No, I haven't.
Ooh, you got to.
That's a good one.
Well, do you remember the ACT test? I scored. I think I scored a 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
I doubt that.
No. and that's, you have a special needs son, and that is his therapy animal, because we saw the golden retrievers in Newtown. We've seen LAX airport is going to get some therapy dogs. We had the story here at the girl at Grand Valley who had the hamster or a gerbil or something.
Right.
So it's not just dogs.
No, it's not. Actually, I'm giving a speech on next Thursday at Covenant Village of the Great Lakes about pet-assisted therapy.
An Ionia man is behind bars after he allegedly stole guns, ammo, and a laptop from a house. Police say the stuff was stolen from a home on Amphlett Terrace last weekend. The man was finally caught earlier this week, and everything was recovered except for the gun. While police were searching for those missing items, they found another person who was wanted on an outstanding warrant. They were arrested, and both are in jail. The investigation into the thefts continue as police believe more people could be involved. Law enforcement across the country encouraging parents to talk to their kids about personal safety. It's part of National Missing Children's Day, which is today. Parents are being asked to take just 25 minutes to go over safety tips with their kids. That includes telling them to yell, kick, pull away, do anything to attract attention if they are in danger. There are more tips and talking points available at our website, fox17online.com.